you have to start seeing fear differently, because fear might be the best thing that keeps happening to you. Because every time you feel it, there might be a life on the other side of it that you've never seen, you've never experienced. We always treat fear as if it's like a stop sign. But what fear actually says, this is new. You never did this thing before. That's why you have like your body shakes, and all of a sudden you feel like that everything is falling apart. You never did this before. And that's a huge difference, because your body does not always know the difference between the danger and I've never done this before. And that's why your first time putting a boundary was scary, or like the first time you said no was scary, or like the first time wanting or like meeting or approaching a different people was scary, because all of it was basically new to you. The first time doing anything that you never did before is going to be definitely scary, but once you start practicing it, like doing it multiple times, it becomes nothing. Guess what? It's normal, and it like all of a sudden becomes a part of your own routine now. And there is an amazing concept I came across in the book Scars to Strength by Shane Sakar. I hope I pronounced his name correctly. And that concept completely changed the way I look at fear. It said that fear is a smoke, not a wall. And that's such a powerful distinction, because when you are standing in front of something you've never done before, fear can make it like impossible. Fear can make it look difficult. It makes everything blurry. But that's why you can't see what's going to happen. But once you actually step into it, or like stepping into the smoke, it's nothing. It does not harm you. You can like touch it, or like you stand on it, or like surrounded by it, but it does not actually harm you, because fear is just a smoke. And once I hear this, like my vision about fear completely changed. And that's an amazing distinction. You can't see if you are going to succeed. You can't see what's waiting for you on like the other side. So your brain interrupts that uncertainty as a reason to like stop. But smoke does not mean there is a wall in front of you. It just means you cannot see clearly yet. And sometimes the only way to see what's on the other side is to walk through the smoke. Think about the first time you started something of your own, the first time you chose a life that looked completely different from the life that you like used to. You were scared because you couldn't predict the outcome and what's going to happen. But once you did it, the thing that looked so terrifying from like a distance suddenly become normal. It's so normal. It wasn't harmful or like scary at all. That's what fear does. It makes the unknowing look like danger. And maybe the goal is not to become fearless, because guess what? We face new things like maybe every day, and we have this fear inside of us, and it's normal. Maybe it's just to become so comfortable with walking through the smoke that you can't stop confusing uncertainty with a reason to stay where you are. You don't need to see the whole path. You don't need to see it. You just need enough courage to take the next step through the smoke. But many people don't have that courage, and it causes them to stay stuck in the current life that they are living. And I watched, like, for example of that, I watched the show The New Girl, an amazing show, by the way. And there's like one of the characters, it's Nick, okay? I was shook because this man actually said in one of the episodes that he's and like he's not going to do anything unless he know the outcome, unless he does know the outcome. And if he do not know the outcome, he's not going to do it at all. And I was so shocked by it because, are you serious? An amazing character, by the way. I don't know in which season. I don't mean to spoil it for the people who did not watch it, but like, I was like, are you serious? This man does not want to do anything. And I do not mean to spoil it for the people who did not watch the show, but this is exactly the problem with many people, including my past self. We want certainty, then action. But unfortunately, life does not work that way. Life works like action, experience, information, direction. If you wait to know the ending before you begin, you will never start doing anything new. And because they are new, you're not going to know anything about how it's going to work, or like the process of like doing it, or like the ending result. You're not going to know. It's new to you. And you don't need to know where the real ends to take like the next step. You just have to know what's the next step. What can you do after that? Fear does not always disappear before you move. It disappears because you moved. It disappears once you actually move. So do not build a life where you only do what you're like searching will work. Because guess what? It's not going to work out that way. You're going to remain the same and stay the same. Nothing going to change with you if you only do stuff that you know the outcome of them. Because certainty will keep you inside everything you already know. You might want to change many things about your current life, or maybe change some things about yourself. You have to do something new. Step into the smoke. Try the new thing. Meet the person. Say no. Say yes. Take the risk and let yourself discover a life you couldn't have predicted. The goal is not to stop being afraid. You can't avoid that. This is how our body and like mind work. We fear, and we have like this, our body starts shaking when we do something or feel something that we never felt or did before, and this is normal. But the goal is to fall in love with who you become every time you do something you're afraid, because it's a sign that you are evolving and blooming. So why not? Nothing will going to change and nothing new will happen unless you made something new happen. Thanks for watching.